Travis Holmes with Fans First Sports Network, BigCatCountry.com, and the Duval Dive here with your Jacksonville Jaguars update. Oh, the streets are talking, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, the streets are talking as based on a report from Ryan Burr, who I would like to acknowledge is a real NFL reporter. Basically had a report that recently came out that the Pittsburgh Steelers have made inquiries to the Jacksonville Jaguars about a trade for Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence for from someone inside of the Jaguars organization, and that the Pittsburgh Steelers would theoretically deal their their first round draft pick and a second round draft pick for Pittsburgh to be able to get the Jaguars quarterback. And immediate reaction is laughing him off the phone is, oh gosh, we are officially in what I call lion season. And it's not to say that Ryan Bird did not receive this report. It's not to say that the Pittsburgh Steelers did not reach out to the Jacksonville Jaguars to at least gauge their general interest in acquiring the Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback. But for real, what are we doing? What are we doing? We got the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're going to trade Trevor Lawrence and have $140+ million of their cap sitting to nothing. Come on, man. Like, what are we doing? And it's not to say it's laughable, but nevertheless, like Benjamin Altright said it best, like calling a team with a new coach and no general manager and seeing if their quarterback is available, for trade and immediately getting shut down isn't really having conversations. It's not really having discussions. It's not even a real offer at that point. It's just basically checking the temperature, trying to figure out what they have going on the inside of the building. You want to see if you're turning over every rock to get you a quarterback because you have Justin Fields and Russell Carrington Wilson as your starting quarterbacks. I fully understand that, but also that's not reporting. It's not worth talking about. It's not even a real conversation. Jaguars head coach Liam Cohen took this position because of Trevor Lawrence, because it was going to be all about Trevor Lawrence. Like, we know that based on his words specifically.
And then you fast forward to now, right? How do we make Trevor Lawrence and this offense as dynamic and explosive as we can be, right? We've got to build it around him as well, right? We've got to make every part of this about improvement. And he will be a part of that process. He's earned that right. I cannot respect his toughness and mentality and work ethic more than I do already from afar. And this will all be about Trevor right now.
Right. Those are his words from his introductory press conference with owner Shad Khan. We know this already. Also today, the Jacksonville Jaguars had their introductory press conference for all the Jaguars offensive, defensive, and special teams coordinators. And Grant Udisky also said he was beyond fired up to work with Trevor. He doesn't have enough words to describe how excited he was to work with him. So that echoes exactly what we're talking about. It's a non-story. It's a dead zone kind of conversation. Again, we know this already. Michael DeRocco, D-Rock with ESPN also stated regarding the recent report that the Steelers have inquired about a trade for the Jaguars quarterback. A Jaguar source says there's no chance they'll trade Lawrence and called the idea ridiculous, because it is ridiculous. But again, this is something that you love. If you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, then you think the Jaguars are crazy. If you're a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, because they probably would be. Nevertheless, if you didn't see the full presser with all the three coordinators, definitely take a look on the Jaguar socials. That video again was via the Jaguar socials on YouTube, Instagram, all the places. And nevertheless, my favorite quote from everything, of course I'm biased, was defensive coordinator Anthony Campanelli. Like, it just was. And I don't see many people talking about it, but I love his quote talking about taking the ball away. So I kind of just wanted to show you guys here.
When you have vision on the ball, you have an opportunity to create a better opportunity to create takeaways. I also think that the guys that have great ball awareness and the guys that strain that as a team, the units that really strain that, if you go back and look at it, how many attempts are you making on the ball? Whether that's punching the ball, right? Whether that's violent contact on the ball, how I'm clamping on a tackle. All those things can factor in to takeaways. And to me, you have to do a really, really good job studying that and presenting that information visually to the players. Get as many great visuals for them, knowing how people carry the ball, right? Is a guy late to the tuck after he catches the ball? Does he carry the ball on his inside arm near the sideline? Is he a guy who switches the ball in traffic? Is the ball off his body? Is he an elbow out runner? Those are the guys that you want to target, and you want to target them in specific ways. To me, there is a little bit of I don't want to say a science to that, but certainly a technique and a coaching philosophy to that.
That's that man. And that's what I want to hear, because I want to talk takeaways for a Jacksonville Jaguars team that was bottom 3 in the league in takeaways, and as far as fumbles forced and interceptions. I am here for all of that conversation, talking about peanut punching, talking about training it in guys, talking about trying to get the ball out, ripping the ball out, studying guys for weaknesses, pointing out those weaknesses and circling them on a whiteboard throughout the week. So, going into this game, when that dude touches that ball, I am getting it. And I am a dog about it. And I'm a dog looking for a bone. Like, I am here for all of those conversations. And I'm already ready for the postseason, for the preseason, for the training camp, for all of those practices, to see what these guys are working on a daily basis. But yeah, stay tuned for the Duval dive. Stay tuned for take a look at BigCatCountry.com. We'll have you covered for all the press conferences and all the updates on the coaching staff search, on the GM search, and all the different pressers that they're going to have throughout the offseason. But hey, I'm excited. And no, Trevor Lawrence is not going anywhere, because of freaking course he's not, man. Duval, let's go.